Hey everyone, it's Mark here. That's me presenting at an Australian English conference down in Tasmania. And I'm just here today to talk to you guys about how to get that top score on your IELTS test that you are chasing. This is really here to help you get to a 6 or hopefully 7 or even 8. We see a lot of strange writing out there, and I've been working as an IELTS teacher, and I was even an IELTS examiner for 5 years, and I've got a lot of ideas that have helped a lot of my students get those top scores, not only in their writing, but also in speaking. So if you watch this video, it will also give you some strategies that can apply to speaking, but this will be focused on getting a 7 or higher in IELTS writing. And the focus in here is extending ideas within a paragraph. Let's just take a look at some of the key things we need to remember here. First of all, you want to, in your writing, always have a clear position. So in this case, we'll be talking about an essay where you discuss both ideas and give your opinion. You need to make sure you have a clear position. Agree or disagree. You cannot just say, well, maybe both are right, but you must have a clear position. Make sure each paragraph has a single clear topic. It's one of the biggest problems I see in all IELTS writings is that paragraphs are disorganized. We'll be looking specifically at an example or a few examples of how to extend your ideas using effect. I've done this in a few other videos, but I imagine if you've seen those videos, you want more. And that's very important, is repetition is very important at getting good. All right, if you've got the test tomorrow, maybe this will help. If you've got the test in a month or 2 months or even a year, this will help if you practice. All right, you will, if you practice for a long time, you won't just pass the test, you'll just be really good at English, and that's the goal. All right, the IELTS test is a great test. It's not trying to trick you. It's trying to figure out who the good English users are and who are not those people. So please remember, practice, practice, practice. And of course, always remember, if you're trying to get a high score on any test, let alone an English test, you need to know things, all right? Especially with writing. Writing depends on you being smart and knowing things. What's the best way to get smart and to know things? Read. Read, read, all right? Make that a part of your everyday life. Read newspapers, read magazines. Learn this information. If you do that, writing will be a lot easier, and you will have many wonderful opportunities. Let's take a look. All right, the question is right here. Some people believe that it is good to share as much information as possible in scientific research, business, and the academic world. Others believe that some information is too important or valuable to be shared freely. Discuss both and give your opinion. Okay, so let's just take a look here. I'm going to quickly go through the introduction. Here is my thesis, which you must always have. Do not forget. And I've got it here. Although it is understandable that people want to keep their discoveries secret, ultimately, this information should be shared so that everyone can share in their benefit. Now, I'll be totally honest with you. For style, that's not great to have the word share twice in a sentence, but please don't worry if you do this. If you do it once or even twice in an essay, your score's not coming down. It's when you're just using the same word over and over again, that's where it's a problem. So it's not ideal. I could have done something different, but again, we're just aiming to get the ideas across. That's most important. Now, that's the key thing here, is what I've done here in this thesis is I've discussed both. All right, yes, some people want to keep their discoveries secret, but we should share it. This information should be shared. Okay, so we talked about having a clear position. I have a clear position. This information should be shared. Okay. Businesses have a clear interest in protecting their trade secrets. All right, so I've said here, it is understandable that people want to keep their secrets, so I've answered here. Businesses have a clear interest in protecting their secrets. So we go 1, 2, then here this is 1, and after that I will talk about the other ideas. So this is really important. I have a clear point here. Businesses have a clear interest in protecting their trade secrets. That first sentence should have a clear position and a value. Yes, they should. So that's what I'm saying here. Yes, protect. Do not write that in your essay. That's just to clarify, this is important. Then explain it. Why? If a business develops a new piece of technology or an application of existing technology, then they have a right to keep the details secret. Okay, they have a right. Now be very careful. A lot of people say they have a right and then they don't explain it. So the next one, I explain it. Companies often a loss of time and capital, that means money, into this development. Now look at that. This development, develop a new piece of technology. This development, that is one of the most important things you need to remember in your writing, is that it's not really about therefore. For example, it's really about connecting two sentences with a word like this. That's one of the most important words. And thus have a right to protect their investment. Furthermore, protecting this secret gives them a competitive advantage. Now, this is a good point. I'm talking about business. I talk about competitive advantage. Now, a lot of times, and this happened a lot when I was reading IELTS tests as an examiner, someone would say something like this, and then they'd stop. They wouldn't explain it. Why is it important for a company to have a competitive advantage? Well, because it allows them to earn more money. Okay? So furthermore, protecting the secret gives them a competitive advantage, comma, allowing, comma, ing. So remember, allowing is another way of saying which allows. Okay? Which allows them or allowing them to earn more money. Which, in turn, allows. So arguably, I could have done it again. I could have written allowing again, but here we've got a different kind. Which in turn allows them to reinvest in their own company. Okay, so effect, effect, effect. Competitive advantage, effect. They earn more money. They earn more money, effect. They can invest in their own company. So look at that. I've taken one sentence and I've gone effect, and look at that. High-level grammar. Look at that. High-level grammar. And I do it again. As a result, they'll be able to continue to develop their business and offer better quality to their customers. So I've taken the idea of effect, and if you don't know what that word means, you're far away from getting a good score on this test. So look it up in the dictionary. Effect, effect, and effect as a result. Okay? This paragraph is really big now, as you can see down here, 105 words. I'm going to leave that one alone. Effect, effect, effect. And also, effect as a result. Effect, which as a result, here, ing. So I've used 3 different types of grammatical structure to connect my ideas. Then I get on to the next one. Despite this, however. Now, I know a lot of you guys are like, give me something I can use in my test now. Here's one. Despite this, however. When you have to discuss both and give your opinion, as it says here, you can always use that. Despite this, however, there are some important reasons to share this information. So here I've said, keep it secret. Here, share the information. First of all, okay, now remember, this is not a good expression to use at the beginning of your paragraph. It's here to just give examples. First of all, some research saves lives. For example, the man who invented the cure for polio refused to patent his product, comma, allowing the world to access it for free. Currently, many pharmaceutical companies keep their products as protected copyrights, so there's, again, a higher level vocab, forcing higher prices on sick people. This is at odds with most people's values. Okay? So I've gone and given an example here, comma, allowing. And then I've extended it and said this is at odds with most people's values. Now, again, as an experienced writer, I'd want to write a lot more, but we're trying to keep the word count down. Secondly, companies spend millions each year, probably don't need a comma there, either protecting their proprietary knowledge or suing other companies for infringing on their patents. So I said, companies spend a lot of money in court. For example, Samsung and Apple are constantly spending millions fighting each other in court. This one, again, I'm just extending the idea with an example. Now, of course, you're probably thinking, but I don't know about this. I wouldn't think about writing this. Samsung and Apple fighting each other. Well, yeah, so that's going to be a problem, to which my main response is read, read, read. All right, the newspaper. There is something happening every day. When I was in university, a professor said, "Hey guys, if you can bring me modern news to this history class that is related to what we're studying, I'll give you some bonus points on your final grade." So I started reading every day. If you want to get bonus points on your writing or in school, the more knowledge you have, the better, so read more. This means any consumer of their products, meaning Samsung and Apple, are paying a higher price just to fund these ongoing battles. So basically, when you buy Samsung and Apple, part of the money is being spent in court. That's right, your money is helping pay lawyers fight. Probably not what you want with the money. All right, so I've given clear point. Here's one idea. Here's one view about business. Here's another view about sharing the information. Sorry, while this paragraph was about protecting it. Then I go down to the end. While it is understandable that companies want to protect themselves, stealing an idea is not easy. It takes scientists and researchers years to fully apply new technology, and many companies will just find ways to steal it covertly or create similar systems that are different enough to survive a copyright infringement court case. If companies and researchers share more openly, they might have more money, time, and energy to spend on research and customer satisfaction. All right, so again, if I was writing for 40 minutes, I would probably write a lot more and probably go into more detail. But the point is, I have a clear position. Right, and that was made here that they should share, and there are many benefits. If companies and researchers shared more openly, they might have more money, time, and energy to spend on research and customer satisfaction. Probably, now that I'm looking at it again, I might say something a bit more definitive in here. Thus, information should be shared more. That's kind of an easy sentence, but at least it's clear. I might just include that to make sure that it is absolutely clear. And then I've ended here with a nice prediction. Right? If companies and researchers share openly, they'll have more money to spend on research and customer satisfaction. So it's always good to end with a prediction. You will also notice I did not write in conclusion here. You do not need to write in conclusion. It's not wrong, but there's two problems with it. One, you're wasting time and you're wasting words. Secondly, it means that when you're working on your writing, you're thinking of it from a perspective of give me words I can put in. And that's not a good way to approach writing. Writing should come from your ideas, not from pieces of language that you just put in. Like, first of all, furthermore, in conclusion, those help you, but that is not really what you want to be focused on when you study. What you want to focus on is your grammar, all right? Or sorry, not your grammar, but extending ideas, all right? Extending ideas, how to use effect to extend, and then how that affects your grammar. And as I said here, this sentence here really, this one here, really tells you everything you need to know. Look at all of this, and no joke, like a lot of times I see writing and it does this, and I'm just thinking, okay, great, now extend that. And as you can see, I've added another 40 words to my essay just by thinking about the effect. Please, you guys, I hope that was helpful. And if you have any questions, any comments, please feel free to leave it in the comment section. Give me a like, give me a subscribe. I'm trying to get these videos up more frequently. And for those of you doing your IELTS test soon, best of luck. I hope it goes very well. All right, have a great day.